Hey everyone, here with CI, and this is the Lakshmi Smart Fabrics deck. Gonna be interesting. Bit of a dubious hand, but I think we gotta keep because we actually have an ice. Up against Andy, and they are on Security Nexus. See if they get their turn 1 contract opener. Yep. We could have played the ELP left servers open, but then we get siphoned. So this is pretty much it. We have 2 agendas already, which is kind of okay. If you can draw all of them, you can avoid defending R&D, which could be cool. Okay, well, blue level's good. Not crazy about letting him run this, but that happens. Okay, well, this is an ice. Might as well play it. Our ice is not going to do much for very long, but for the time being, it might do a little bit. Is he going to like inside job this or something? If not, we can use our Jeeves just to draw 3 times and then play an event. Some of these decks have ways to get in, some just like decide not to. They'll just let the corpse score a few times. Okay. Well, this has been kind of rough, actually. I didn't really want to see all of these cards. Just looking for some money. You get archived for structure once we draw it. That's pretty good. But he's setting up with all his contract money off the bat, and we're pretty far behind here. Oh, that's all right. Now we got our restructure. So we do have 2 foods. I think I want to score the vanity first. So we need a second vanity for that. Subliminal back, that's pretty good. So let's do 3 operations and draw, maybe? No, let's just keep on the 3 draws plan. I want to find the second agenda to go with our second vanity project. We can fast track for it. But what I kind of want to do is draw 5 of my agendas and just let the rest of them, and then fast track the 6th one and just let R&D be empty. Okay, so there we go. We're ready for next turn, I believe. We have, no, we don't have Mushin, so we can't actually go yet. Keep going. So we could mirror our stuff out if we don't think he's gonna kill it all. We have currently 1, 2, 3, 4 things to install. No, 5. There's the Mushin. All right. So we'll Mushin out Vanity, and we'll mirror morph Smart Fabrics, assembly lines, and kind of whatever else you want. I guess we'll pick the Clone Suffrage. I don't think he can deal with this unless he was like exactly Film Critic. Whoops. Counter P2. There we go. So we'll get our Siphon Defense out. I guess maybe we should res in case of drive-by. Let's res in case of drive-by. You never really know if he's got a way to do it. So So he's got a gigantic rig, but no Nexus, just the regular breakers. So we can't run that many times on this Fairchild. So we could let the siphon go through, but I don't think we want to. I think we want to use the sealed vault to save our... Oh, one of them's going to fire, isn't it? Not too shabby. We'll probably get rid of the drug dealer. Yeah, that's fair. So let's leave him completely broke. He'll get an access, but we'll do a reveal. So if we reveal the vanity project now, he can't steal the vanity. He can't steal the vanity in my hand or the one on the board. Ah, you just get the food. Employee strike. That's kind of the worst possible time to use it because we're about to score, right? We'll bring back... I guess we can keep our vault up if we... No, we can't really do anything in particular. So we're going to need our motion back to do it again. I think instead of employee strike, if he'd had a way to trash the clone suffrage, that would have been the best thing for him. If we trash this to score our agenda, we're going to end up maybe getting siphoned again, but I think that's still the line to go on. Otherwise, you got to install 3 more things just to show with smart fabrics again. And then we don't get to get rid of the employee strike. So what's going to go away? ELP is okay-ish. Biotics we probably keep, because if we get 3 biotics, we'll just be able to win the game that way. I think we'll just toss some of our bad ice. And the Fairchild is okay, but we're probably not going to... Oh, yeah. That doesn't really change our behavior. We'll probably just play the restructure, right? Or we could protect HQ again. I don't hate putting a second ice to HQ. So now to get our food scored, if he doesn't kill the smart fabrics, we can reuse it again. If he does kill it, we need to archive for that, archive for whatever else we need, which is just random installables. Nice, we're gonna get our subliminal back, which is pretty great. Drew the food, excellent. So if we motion mirror morph, we don't have enough stuff to actually put on the table, right? We could subliminal motion, gaining our Jeeves click, archive for the sealed vault. That actually works, right? Because we only need 1, 2 things to go on the board to have 3 counters on this. Having the Jeeves out gives you a lot of extra flexibility. I didn't even take back my thing with clone suffrage, but I didn't really want it, so it's all good. And we'll play around sealed vault again. Or we'll play around siphoning out the sealed vault. And then you can't drive by us either. And the key here is like take advantage of their fairly lengthy setup time to just like draw like crazy. they don't really want to face check Fairchild at any point in the game. So they have to get their whatever passport out, and even then it still costs them like $7, is it, to break this thing? Yeah, so we don't need really much money. There's actually 5 to break. So let's res that, go to 7. Kind of interesting, you get like counters whenever you res your ice too, so potentially you can have some savings. Yeah, I like that play. We actually res, we go down to $1. We would get to take our subliminal back. Yeah, we got a res here. Doesn't really matter, right? He can just trash his rig to go through. Fairchild 3 is a good ice. That's probably my favorite part about this specific build of this compared to like a regular 7-point. Your ice actually can cost money because you have a fairly cheap scoring thing. And you need to have taxing ice, otherwise they can just run everywhere. Because unlike the 7.1, there's no point where they just like stop running. They can run whatever they want for as much as they want. Yes, trash the rig. Fire the 3rd. Okay, well, I'll just end the run. So we get to pull our subliminal back. We get to pull back whatever. We don't care. We don't need another thing, but just for fun, say we wanted to bring back the and that's 7 points. So kind of a fun little deck. Get to use a card that's in the binder most of the time, but Hero works with Mirror Morph is kind of the key little combo. I don't know about this ELP. I often have it, and I feel like it's too expensive for what I want to do. At the same time, had we got hit with Employee Strike, had he like same old thing striked it, I would have been very happy to see this. So I think we'll keep it as like a counter current type thing. I'm also unsure with these biotics. Like the biotic plan is like 3 biotics. You can score the food at a hand if your combo doesn't come together. Or you pay to like bring your combo 1 turn earlier if your pieces aren't quite all there, but you can archive or you can fast track for it. But they're also expensive, and I feel like I want to pour a lot of money into the ice. So I don't know. Overall, I like the deck a lot. It is definitely a fun deck to play. It's easier to play than the 7-point combo, and your opponent like usually will be less frustrated, especially if they're newer. They wouldn't usually mind this one as much. I like to see more G's whenever you have him. It's really strong. You get a ton of flexibility that you don't otherwise have. So maybe there's a way to like twist it up a little bit, put more Jeeves in, try to go that way. Then you have more options to score all 7 the same turn too, right? Because if you put in 2 Smart Fabrics with your Mirror Morph, you can put in like Biotic, Mushin, and that kind of thing. And then you need like to do a bunch of advancements. You need to do 5 advances on the next turn. So another Biotic and Jeeves. And it's fairly tough to do, but I don't know. Definitely a fun deck. I like this little anti-siphon thing. You can play reuse, but I find that most of the cards are wanted. Like there's not really a ton of cards where you just want to pitch them the way you'd want to pitch cards to get them out of your hand in the 7-point combo. You want most of your stuff in your hand, if only to pad out your HQ, because they can be running it more often. So I don't think reuse is right, necessarily. This is pretty good. You could play more of these. Crisium's fine too, but this is free, which is quite appealing. Thanks for watching.